What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, coming to you with a super early morning edition of NBA and NFL Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Like, I don't know, week 9 where I swept the board. That seems pretty good, including every lean hit, every like hit, 12-0. 4-0 on the official plays, ended up upgrading partner touchdown in the premium Discord, so 5-0 there. We also hit the touchdown parlay where I added Higgins, T. Higgins to the beginning of that one, morning, afternoon, evening, boom, boom, boom. So nuclear NFL Sunday for me, Justin Jefferson. That was scary there considering he had 5 catches with like 6 minutes left in the third quarter. It gets dinged up and I'm like, oh God. But he came back because he's a GOAT. Rashee Rice just scores touchdowns. I mean, that was fun. But I also know that NFL is very, very difficult. So you don't want to get too cocky. You want to stay diligent. So we put in that work, Devin. Don't give up. I'll break everything down for the Monday Night Football festivities. But first, we've got 9 NBA games here. So we're going to get right to it. And this is going to be the last week that we run promo code Lindy NBA. I want everybody to be able to have a fair chance for a very fair price. $20 to be able to check it out for an entire month, less than $1 a day, just over 50 cents a day. Look at that. I can do math on the fly, but $19.95, $30 off of the monthly price. That's just the weekly price. You get the entire month to be able to kick it with me. So that's going to lead you into December. Do you remember? I guess that's September, but whatever. $30 off, friends. Lindy NBA. Let's get to the plays. Now, something that started to happen here over the course of the last few days, I mean, it's kind of been just since the beginning of the NBA season. They're really putting out props much later than what they used to, especially books that you like to gauge things off of from a market-based perspective. I'm looking at Penny. I'm looking at Circa. I'm looking at a lot of those major books that truly do a good job of pricing numbers, and then you can find the outliers. Again, I do things from a projection standpoint, so like obviously I can still find some of that bottom up, find some of those lovely opportunities to jump in even on those books, but why would I when I can just snipe the low-hanging fruit? And, well, we've been able to do that for years on this program, but NBA, they are being very stringent, especially with some of these injury situations. If something's getting a lot of volume, it'll just get taken off the board now. So it's made it hard to record night befores. I'm still going to try to make it a thing here for tonight. 5 games tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get props earlier, but otherwise, please get used to watching this in the morning because I can't do a lot about it. I don't want to give you bad information, misinformation. Obviously, I'm going to be updating things all the way up to the second because in the NBA, well, you can get things flipping on a dime. Somebody gets unexpectedly scratched and you got to be able to react. You got to be able to take your L's too in certain capacities because, that's going to, injury news is going to burn you more than a few times over the course of this season. So that's why unit allocation is very, very important. Over any long-term sample size, we're going to be profitable in NBA. It's just that given day, that 3-leg, 4-leg parlay might have some piece of injury news that comes from the clouds and kills you. All right. Hopefully, you know where I'm coming from here, though. I'm trying to get you the best information. It's ironic because there's a bunch of spreads, including a spread that was my first bet this morning when I got up early in the morning. But Minnesota -9 was not it. I don't really have a lot of love for the Brooklyn Nets, obviously, who does? But Tyrese Martin, at least they're like starting somebody who's more capable of winning now. Ben Seraph and Igor Demon, oh my Lord. Both of these guys have been disasters so far. Both of their first-round picks. You got to start hitting on some of those, Brooklyn, here. Ben Seraph cannot shoot at all. Like, completely incapable of shooting. That's a little bit of a problem, don't you say? It's like rain. As for Minnesota, we know that they're without Ant Edwards and Julius Randle. I like some of his rates, but they've caught up at the books. In Brooklyn, this is not going to be my favorite spot to go try to make this a thing. So let's not make it a thing. Nurkic double-double. I'm a little bit worried. I looked at the box score yesterday. Again, we have a lot of teams on back-to-backs on today's slates. Well, slates plural. No, slate, Eric. But Nurkic, double-double. He didn't play as much as what I was wanting. 28-plus minutes I thought was in the cards. And then Kyle Filipowski barely played at all and was out of the starting unit. They ended up going Taylor Hendricks. Is this a spot where they were kind of saving him up, Kyle Filipowski, in a schematic type role where, you want to have floor stretching shooters? I mean, Boston's defense has been abysmal, the likes of which the world's never seen before. And now you maybe roll Filipowski back out there in the starting unit and have just a weird one because Charlotte just torched the Jazz. Not something you say a lot. And that was without LaMelo Ball. Whatever. Boston on the other side of that one, Derek White, I'm sick of trying to figure out what's going on with you. You're just shooting the ball abysmally. And then you just decided to stop shooting it. 3 for 7? Oh, whatever. Knicks taking on the Wizards. Obviously, this is a pulverization, just staring you directly in the face. Middleton is listed as questionable with a left elbow contusion. We'll see if he ends up playing in this one or not. If he ends up sitting, I think you probably get a spot start for like a Justin Champagnie or a Cam Whitmore or something like that. Cam Whitmore's obviously the more appealing just from a raw points ladder perspective, but I doubt that's going to be the path that they go. I guess Corey Kispert could, but he's been coming off the bench since like 1994. He also looks like 40 years old. Good looking guy, but 40 years old out there amongst NBA players. Looks like the guy at the Y who wears the headband and, obviously was good in high school, and Kispert good at Gonzaga. Anyway, we've got Eason over 11.5 points. This is strictly attached to Jabari Smith Jr., who is questionable for today. I think that's one of our bigger Q tags. We've got Tobias Harris. We've got Schroeder and Levine sitting there with Q tags. Right hip soreness, lower back stiffness. And then, one of my plays would look really, really bad, but I'm pretty sure they're both playing because the Kings are desolate. They are very much in need of winning basketball games. And even against Denver, where they're 11.5, 12.5, 13-point dogs, they're going to have to win some basketball games, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Eason for now, I think he's your preemptive starter. I doubt that they would slide like Steven Adams in there and have Jabari Smith is starting if he's playing. That's just what we've seen. So Josh Okogie, they want out there for defensive purposes, and I don't know. It's just what Udoka wants to do. And what Udoka wants to do, you do. Udoka. Cade. Why did my TV just do that? Cade Cunningham, over 2.5 3-pointers. I tell you what, friends, Cade Cunningham has not shot the ball well, but he's still being effective, still playing winning basketball because he does so many other things well on the floor. Now we're getting a big plus money tag for a guy who's going to play 34, 36 minutes in pretty much every single competitive spot, bare minimum. And then, Memphis, confirmed, not very good at the defenses. So something that I've definitely got my eye on. I will say, I think that's my least favorite game of all 9. Yeah, it probably is. Mainly because we know that John Morant dinged up, that he's going to be playing now on this back-to-back. So all the numbers are efficient on that side. And then for the Detroit side, if Tobias Harris sits, what does it really open up for you? Like Karis LeVert, maybe some better opportunities off the bench, maybe. Isaiah Stewart, I don't think he's going to start by any means. I think you probably get a Javonte Green start. Asar Thompson slides up to the 4. Although, do you really want him on Jaren Jackson Jr.? My guess is no. The Lakers and the Portland Trailblazers under 236.5. Lakers played yesterday, 250. Just totals that are going berserk every single time. But now you get DeAndre Ayton more than likely going to play against his former team after taking yesterday off. Ended up being a Jackson Hayes. Let's slide him in some pick'em cards. And that worked out. Only thing that didn't go well for me on Sunday, pick'em. Everything else just absolutely smashed. So I'm not going to complain, but I guess pick'em exclusive, you can complain, but I don't have a ton of those. I don't know. The world's trying to kill me right now. But Denny Avdia on the other side, this is a really good spot to, I think, potentially buy in on his usage against this Lakers team. Rui Hachimura out there, not going so well. DeAndre Ayton, if he doesn't play, the front court should just absolutely smash Donovan Clingan and Denny Avdia. And of course, the backcourt, Luka Doncic, Jrue Holiday. This might be more of an Austin Reeves kind of take the reins here on the back-to-back kind of spot. Luka's been out of control. Let's just let that be known. But under 236.5, because that is a big number on the back-to-back with the Portland defense that I grade so nicely. Alrighty, y'all. Be like Lindy. Join Tails today. Would love to see you guys checking out the Tails app. Please give us a review. 5 stars would be preferable. But be like Lindy. Join Tails today. If you have a sport that you specialize in, if you are somebody who wants to be getting into this for not just yourself, but for the betterment of other people, which is, what I like to think I'm doing. Otherwise, I just keep this all to myself and just go on living my life. This is fun to do. It's fun to collaboratively win together. And at Tails, that's what the community is about, is helping you win with sharp people, with experts in there. Maybe you could be one of them. Be like Lindy. Join Tails today. Check out the link down below. Let's get to the plays, shall we? It's like time, friends. We're going to go 3 NBA games, 3 likes. And then we've got ourselves the NFL, and I do have 2 plays from the NFL. So 5 plays coming your way starting now. Begin like at the 10-minute mark. Go me. Milwaukee, 5.5-point favorites taking on Indy. And one of the things that I utilize the most when I'm prepping stuff, I like to kind of, 2 things. Add more funds. That's kind of where I'm doing a lot of my rates adjustments. And then I'm plugging them in at a place like Dunks and Threes. Now, I have a spreadsheet that does it for me on ChatGPT as well, because it's fun to do 10,000 simulations and figure out how to do that. You can learn how to do just about anything with AI these days, although I was doing this years ago, but it just was exponentially harder, and I couldn't just wake up in the morning and do a video like I'm able to do now. But all of that being said, Dunks and Threes disagrees with me on this because they've got this closer to a 3-point spread. But I will point out a couple of things. One, they don't always go through and fine tune a bunch of adjustments. You have to be very, very sharp about what it is that you want to be doing and plugging in as far as the rates go and minutes, because minutes are money, minutes. And that's where I disagree with them a little bit, is because you put Giannis in for 36 minutes as opposed to the 32 that they have there. Ryan Rollins for 34 minutes as opposed to the 32 they have over there. Kyle Kuzma, 24, and off the bench. Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma, Cole Anthony. That is a better trio than what you've got in the starting unit, mostly on the Indiana Pacers side. Pascal Siakam, good. Aaron Nesmith, good. Jarris Walker might be good, but Quentin Jackson is not going to play to this type of level for long. Ben Shepherd, Ray J. Dennis, Isaiah Jackson, woo! Johnny Furphy, Tony Bradley, Jeremiah Robinson Earl's now on this team. Friends. Giannis is surrounded by shooters in all corners. This is definitely a spot that I want to be on the Milwaukee side. I have this closer to 7.5. And again, I'm surprised to see me and Dunks and Threes this far apart from each other, but it is what it is. The data tells me what it tells me, and I try not to finagle it too much. But yeah, too many low minutes adjustments there. Giannis, one of the more impactful players in the league. It's going to look pretty good with him with those shooters. Sacramento, 13.5-point dogs taking on Denver. Now, there are a couple of Q tags that potentially could really, really burn me here. And this is kind of the deal of what I want to explain here with some unders. Unders have the better chance of getting torched pre-flop. What I mean by that is unexpected news that drops. Well, if you're going to bet unders on things, well, there's more playing time that opens up for everybody else on the team or opportunity. Well, the overs are going to end up being the preferable side of it. Now, the public likes to bet their overs. They like to be sharp about such things, but there's one guy that doesn't even show up in this, as far as dinged up, because Devin Carter, he's dinged up. That doesn't matter here. Zach LaVine and Dennis Schroeder definitely do, but Russell Westbrook is not on the injury report here. And this guy's playing so much right now, and it's created kind of a cluster F, if you will, as far as like how playmaking duties are allocated. Russell Westbrook and Dennis Schroeder, 1-2 in assist rate on this team. DeMar DeRozan is third, and Domantas Sabonis in over 170 minutes so far this season, sub 17% assist rate. It's a completely different role, having to be a little bit more scoring dependent in terms of his PRA and things, but I'm just isolating the assists at plus money. Under 4.5 assists. Zach LaVine, he's not going to eat up any of it in terms of like the assist rate, but Dennis Schroeder surely will. So Dennis Schroeder, I would very much like to see in. If you're feeling very apprehensive about it, I get it. Go ahead and go a quarter unit on it. But I played it for the full half here. Well, the full half, I guess that's redundant. I played it for a half unit on the under. 4.5 assists, combining it with some other good unders that I think make some sense. And obviously, injury news will pop up from time to time and burn you, but I feel pretty good about our spot there. Miami plus 7.5 taking on the Clippers, 226.5. And this one's as straightforward as it gets for me. Jaime Jaquez deserves more playing time. In fact, I think Eric Spoelstra agrees with me based on what we've seen the last, 24 hours. Against the Lakers, Khalil Ware does not start the second half. Jaime Jaquez walks into that unit. Now, Norman Powell, he's questionable again, did not play on the front end of this back-to-back. He's been out here for a while. Does he play against his former Clippers team? If he does, this is going to look more efficient than what I would want. It's going to be closer to that 23.5, 23 and change type number. But in the event Powell doesn't play, this is going to go nuclear. And I already think it's a nice buy low spot because I think there's a chance Jaime Jaquez is just your presumptive starter, even over like a Pell Larson going forward. He's going to play more, the better. He just looked fantastic so far to start off this season. I find it hard to believe you don't want to play your best players more time. Now, maybe they just really like him in this role off the bench to avoid some of the usage, but what usage is up for grabs outside of Andrew Wiggins and Bam Adebayo right now? If Norman Powell doesn't play, that is. So Jaime Jaquez, 22.5 PRA. Keep it going, young man. Let's rock. That does it for the NBA streets, but you guys can check out promo code Lindy NBA at the link below. Would love to have you, but apparently I'm an NFL sharp now, so let's get to the pick. Plural. Arizona Cardinals taking on the Dallas Cowboys, the likes of which defense has never seen before. 54.5 total. But there's something weird going on with the Arizona side of the ball. Dallas, well, you've got Lamb and Pickens and Javonte Williams just steamed in terms of touchdowns, like unplayable. Everything on the Arizona side is playable. Like I was looking at Zay Jones. I was looking at a number of long shot plays where you could go to Michael Carter if he gets activated off of the practice squad, which I kind of expect here in this spot. But there's two players in particular. I'll at least throw this out there too. With no Kyler Murray out there, we have seen Trey McBride get targeted ad nauseum, double-digit targets over and over and over. And Jacoby Brissett knows how to find him in the red zone, which has kind of been the question over the course of the last year because, well, Trey McBride ran terrible in the touchdown department last year. That has flipped on its head. But not only that, there's an amazing touchdown play, I believe, in Zay Knight. This guy is going to play a majority of the snaps here at running back. He's been better. He didn't drop it like DeMercado walking into the end zone. There are so many things for Arizona that are problematic, but defense is basically the bugaboo for both of these teams. In Arizona, they have a number one in Trey McBride. That should not be priced at plus money. Zay Knight, plus 155. I'm just kind of taking what the injury report is telling me that, Michael Carter gets released, gets put onto the practice squad, going to get signed up. You're going to keep Zay Knight as your number one there in that spot. So, well, do I think Bam Knight's all that good? No, I surely do not. But, hang on one second. Where did that go? Whatever. It's Bam Knight. Yeah. But Bam Knight, I combine Zay Jones, but it's just how my brain works. Don't bother me. Plus 155, played this already. Looks really, really nice. Trey McBride. Kind of want to play it twice, but yeah, half unit on both of those. Let's keep the touchdown variance in our favor, shall we? That would make me very, very happy. One more time in the back. Be like Lindy, join Tails today. Check it all out. Love to have you there. That's all I got. And that does it for an early morning edition of NBA and NFL Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hey, I'm staying true to my word. I'm not going to just throw slop out the night before. I just refuse to do it. I refuse. I've come too far. Plus, it's about being profitable, so we want to do that. So head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays. Let me know if you tailed any of the ridiculousness from week 9. That was awfully fun. Let's just keep that going. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA and NFL streets on Monday. See you here on Tuesday. Please, God, put the props out. Let the boy watch. Let the props live. Free the props. Bye. I need coffee. No, I probably don't.